In the years when slavery still gripped the South, the woods were the only place an enslaved man could disappear. Plantations stretched across the land like scars, endless cotton fields, broken only by narrow dirt paths, and thin lines of trees where the soil refused to grow anything but shadow. During the day, the fields belonged to the overseer, but at night the woods belonged to those who dared to run. Stories moved quietly between the cabins, passed from mouth to ear, in whispers after the lanterns were blown out, after the master's house had gone dark. Some stories spoke of freedom, some spoke of the North, and some spoke of a train that should not exist. They said there were tracks hidden deep in the forest. Old rails, rusted, forgotten, cutting through the trees in a straight line to nowhere. No trains ran there, at least not during the day. But when the fog settled low and the moon hid itself behind the clouds, people said they heard something, a whistle, soft, lonely, and then the slow turning of wheels along iron rails. They called it the runaway train. Some said it was sent by God. Others said it was something older. Jeshim had heard those stories all his life. He never believed them, because belief was dangerous. Belief made men run, and running often ended with dogs, chains, or a rope hanging from a tree. Jeshim had seen the rope once. He was 12. They gathered everyone near the barn. The overseer stood beside the tree, as two white men tightened a knot above a black man's head. The accusation was simple: trying to escape. Jeshim never forgot the sound of the man's feet, kicking at the air. That night his father leaned close and whispered, "Freedom ain't worth dying slow." But that had been years ago, and tonight Jeshim was running. The decision had grown inside him slowly, like something forcing its way through stone. Another beating, another winter without shoes, another man disappearing after speaking too boldly, until something inside him finally broke. So when the plantation fell into its uneasy sleep and the moon disappeared behind the clouds, Jeshim slipped into the woods. The darkness swallowed him whole. Branches clawed at his clothes as he ran. The ground shifted beneath his feet. Every step north was a step towards something he could not see. His chest burned. His breath came sharp and fast. Every sound behind him felt like death catching up. Then the fog came, thick, low, glowing faintly in the darkness. Jeshim slowed. The forest had gone quiet. Too quiet. No insects, no wind, nothing. Then he heard it. A whistle. Long, low, mournful. It came again, closer, not behind him, ahead of him. Then came the sound of metal grinding and wheels turning. Jeshim pushed forward through the fog and the trees opened. Railroad tracks appeared, cutting through the forest. Old, rusted, impossible. The whistle echoed again, louder now, and then the train appeared. It moved through the fog without sound, no smoke, no sparks, no thunder, just iron, sliding through mist. Its body looked ancient, dark, worn, like it had been buried and brought back. Lanterns flickered along its sides. The train slowed, then stopped, right in front of him. The doors opened. No conductor, no voice, just light, spilling out, waiting. Jeshim stood frozen. His father's voice echoed in his mind. "Freedom ain't worth dying slow." Then a dog barked in the distance, then another. Jeshim didn't think again. He ran and climbed aboard. The door shut behind him. Inside, the air was warm. Rows of wooden benches lined the walls, filled with people. Men, women, children, all black, all silent. Some wore torn field clothes, some held small bundles tied in cloth. Jeshim sat beside an old woman. Her hands trembled in her lap. No one spoke. Outside, the forest drifted past in silence. Then Jeshim noticed something. No one was moving, not breathing. Their eyes, pale, like mist. A man across from him leaned closer. "First time?" he whispered. Jeshim nodded. The man gave a faint smile. "Don't worry," he said. "It stops where it needs to." Jeshim swallowed. "Where is it going?" The man turned toward the window. North. Time passed, or maybe it didn't. Then slowly the train began to slow. The doors opened. The air outside felt different, cooler, cleaner. The old woman finally spoke. You best get off now. Jeshim stepped down. Before him stretched a dirt road and a sign. Free State of Illinois. He turned back, but the train was already moving. The lanterns faded into the fog. The whistle echoed one last time. And then it was gone. Years later, long after the plantations fell silent, people near those woods still hear it. A distant whistle, the slow turning of wheels. Some say they've seen lantern light drifting through trees, where no tracks remain. And if you follow the sound deep enough into the fog, you might find it waiting, doors open, lanterns glowing, ready for the next runaway, brave enough to climb aboard.